Welcome friends to the first session on Informatics and Introduction to Bioinformatics. Overview of Information Technology Part 1. In the 1960s and 70s, the term information technology was a tiny known phrase that was used by persons who worked in banks and hospitals. They used to store their information by using this technology. With the paradigm shift to computing technology and paperless workplaces, information technology has come to be a household phrase. As the time passed and technology advanced, the world moved into the information age. In this century, nearly every child in the Western world and many in other parts of the world knew how to use a personal computer. IT can be defined as a technology required for the processing of data and other information. The term is commonly used as a synonym for computers and computer networks. This includes the following: software applications and operating systems, web-based information and applications such as distance learning, telephones and means of communication, video equipment and multimedia products, World Wide Web, electronic devices such as photocopiers. History of information technology. The computer's history has been told for as long as there have been computers. The first computers were used primarily for numerical calculations. However, as any information can be numerically encoded, people soon realized that computers are capable of general purpose information processing. There are four main ages that divide up the history of information technology. 1. Pre-mechanical. 2. Mechanical. 3. Electromechanical. 4. Electronic. Pre-mechanical. The pre-mechanical age is the earliest age of information technology. It can be defined as the time between 3000 BC and 1450 AD. When humans first started communicating, they would try to use language or simple picture drawings known as pteroglyphs, which were usually carved in rock. Early alphabets were developed, such as the Phoenician alphabet. As alphabets became more popular and more people were writing information down, pens and paper began to be developed. It started off as just marks in wet clay, but later paper was created out of papyrus plant. The most popular kind of paper was probably made by the Chinese, who made paper from rags. Now that people were writing a lot of information down, they needed ways to keep it all in permanent storage. This is where the first books and libraries are developed. Also during this period were the first numbering systems. Around 100 AD was when the first 1 to 9 system was created by people from India. However, it wasn't until 875 AD, that is 775 years later, that the number 0 was invented. And yes, now that numbers were created, people wanted stuff to do with them, so they created calculators. A calculator was the first sign of an information processor. The popular model of that time was the abacus. Mechanical. The mechanical age is when we first start to see connections between our current technology and its ancestors. The mechanical age can be defined as the time between 1450 and 1840. Technologies like the slide ruler, an analog computer used for multiplying and dividing, were invented. Blaise Pascal invented the Pascaline, which was a very popular mechanical computer. Charles Babbage developed the difference engine, which tabulated polynomial equations using the method of finite differences. Electromechanical. Now, we are finally getting close to some technologies that resemble a modern day technology. The electromechanical age can be defined as the time between 1840 and 1940. These are the beginnings of telecommunication. The telegraph was created in the early 1800s. A telegraph is a communication system in which information is transmitted over a wire through a series of electrical current pulses, usually in the form of Morse code. The basic components include source of direct current, a length of wire or cable, and a current indicating device such as a relay buzzer or light bulb. The term comes from the Greek words tele, meaning at a distance, and graphein, meaning to write. It has been in use for more than 150 years. The prototype of the telegraph was demonstrated by Joseph Henry in 1830. He transmitted an electric current over a length of wire approximately 1 mile in length to activate a bell on the opposite end of the circuit. This device was redefined and developed by Samuel F. B. Morse into a system that used a solenoid equipped with a marker to record multiple pulses of varying duration on a moving strip of paper. These pulses appeared as so-called dots and dashes. Patterns of these dots and dashes were assigned to letters of the alphabet, single-digit numerals and punctuation marks. On May 1, 1844, the first official telegraph message was sent. The first large-scale automatic digital computer in the United States was the Mark I, created by Harvard University around 1940. This computer was 8 feet high, 50 feet long, 2 feet wide, and weighed 5 tons. It was programmed using punch cards. Electronic. The electronic age is what we currently live in. It can be defined as a time between 1940 and right now. The ENIAC was the first high-speed digital computer capable of being reprogrammed to solve a full range of computing problems. This computer was designed to be used by the US Army for artillery firing tables. This machine was even bigger than Mark I, taking up 680 square feet and weighing 30 tons. It mainly used vacuum tubes to do its calculations. There are 4 main sections of digital computing. The first was the era of vacuum tubes and punch cards like the ENIAC and Mark I. Rotating magnetic drums were used for internal storage. The second generation replaced vacuum tubes with transistors, punch cards were replaced with magnetic tape, and rotating magnetic drums were replaced by magnetic cores for internal storage. Also, during this time, high-level programming languages were created such as Fortran and COBOL. The third generation replaced transistors with integrated circuits. Magnetic tape was used throughout all computers, and magnetic core turned into metal oxide semiconductors. An actual operating system showed up around this time along with the advanced programming language BASIC. The fourth and latest generation brought in CPUs, which contained memory, logic, and control circuits all on a single chip. The personal computer was developed, Apple II. The graphical user interface GUI was developed. Features of the modern personal computer and peripherals. The increasing popularity of computer has proved that it is very powerful and useful machine. Most modern computers come with a slew of technical features and specifications. Features differ from one computer to another and are commonly highlighted by sellers and retailers to promote the computer to customers. The power and usefulness of this popular machine is mainly due to the following features: processing power, storage, speed, network connectivity, power, operating system, accuracy, diligence, versatile, automatic, reliability, memory, display, graphics card. Processing power. The processing power of a computer is one of its main selling points. It determines the computer's speed and efficiency in handling software. Factors that determine the processing power include the motherboard, processing memory, and graphics processing unit. The motherboard is responsible for running all the tasks on the computer. Processing memory space determines how many programs the computer can run at a time. The graphics processing unit is responsible for running all images, video, and multimedia on a computer and is a crucial feature for demanding tasks such as video editing and graphics design. The computer's processor is essentially the brain of the computer, and the better features it has, the more efficient and productive your computer will be. For example, the Core i5, the Core i7 and Phenom 2 are higher-end models that will enable a computer to process large amounts of data at high rates of speed. Storage. Computer has mass storage section where we can store large volume of data for future work. Such data are easily recalled from secondary stage devices like floppy disk, hard disk, compact disk, etc. Computer storage includes the hard drive and removable drives. The hard drive is a computer's main file repository. The speed of a hard drive's rotation also determines how fast the computer can access files and is noted by revolutions per minute or RPM. Hard drives allow you to store your data and install programs onto your computer. As computers have advanced, hard drives have gotten larger and larger to accommodate complex programs, games, music, and videos. Modern hard drives can exceed over a terabyte of data, which is 1000 gigabytes. The more space you have on your computer, the more things you can store on it and the more programs you can install. Removable drives are secondary forms of storage, including compact disks and memory sticks. Speed. Computer can work at a very high speed. The time taken by the computer to execute instruction is very fast. Its processing speed is measured in a fraction of a second. Millisecond, a thousandth of a second or kilohertz. Microsecond, a millionth of a second or megahertz. Nanosecond, a billionth of a second or gigahertz. Picosecond, a trillionth of a second or terahertz. Network connectivity. Most computers have built-in network connectivity, although some require external devices. Computers can connect through a wireless network through a hard-wired network cable or both. Power. Laptop computers are largely dependent on the battery for power. The battery differs in the number of cell packs. A greater number of cell packs usually means that the laptop can last on the battery alone for a longer period of time. For desktop computers, the power source typically has to be connected to an outlet at all times. Operating system. To utilize more than 3 GB of RAM, you must have a corresponding operating system that can utilize higher than 32-bit addressing. Therefore, for a Windows-based system, you need Windows 64-bit operating system. An operating system is the single most important software when you run a computer. It is what takes care of pretty much everything on a computer system. While the majority of computers we see happen to be using one type of operating system performing the same functions, operating systems can be branched into several different types as well. Batch processing operating system, real-time operating system, single-user operating system, multitasking operating system, multi-user operating system, and distributed operating system. Batch processing operating system. In a batch processing operating system, interaction between the user and processor is limited, or there is no interaction at all during the execution of work. Data and programs that need to be processed are bundled and collected as a batch and executed together. Real-time operating system. A real-time operating system processes inputs simultaneously fast enough to affect the next input or process. Real-time systems are usually used to control complex systems that require a lot of processing like machinery, and industrial systems. Single-user operating system. A single-user operating system, as the name suggests, is designed for one user to effectively use a computer at a time. Multitasking operating system. In this type of operating system, several applications may be simultaneously loaded and used in the memory. While the processor handles only one application at a particular time, it is capable of switching between the applications effectively to apparently simultaneously execute each application. This type of operating system is seen everywhere today and is the most common type of operating system. The Windows operating system would be an example. Multi-user operating system. This type of operating system allows multiple users to simultaneously use the system, while here as well the processor splits its resources and handles one user at a time. The speed and efficiency at which it does this makes it apparent that users are simultaneously using the system. Some network systems utilize this kind of operating system. Distributed operating system. In a distributed system, software and data may be distributed around the system. Programs and files may be stored on different storage devices which are located in different geographical locations and may be accessed from different computer terminals. While we are mostly accustomed to seeing multitasking and multi-user operating systems, the other operating systems are usually used in companies and firms to power special systems. Examples of operating systems. DOS, Disk Operating System, one of the first operating systems for the personal computer. When you turned the computer on, all you saw was the command prompt which looked like C:\\. You had to type all commands at the command prompt which might look like C:\WP/WP.exe. This is called a command line interface. It was not very user friendly. Windows. The Windows operating system, a product of Microsoft, is a graphical user interface (GUI) operating system. This type of user-friendly operating system is said to have WIMP features, that is, windows, icons, menus, pointing device or mouse. Macintosh, a product of Apple, has its own operating system with a GUI and WIMP features. Unix. Linux, the PC version of Unix. Unix and Linux were originally created with a command line interface, but recently have added graphic user interface enhancements. Accuracy. Though the computer does its work with a very high speed, it does not make any mistake unless the user gives it a wrong instruction. Computers are 100% accurate, but if we feed wrong data to the computer, it returns the same wrong output or information called GIGO, that is, garbage in, garbage out. Diligence. Computers can work for many hours continuously without taking any rest and without decreasing its speed, accuracy and efficiency. It is free from tiredness, lack of concentration, fatigue, etc. Versatile. Computer is a versatile machine which can do varieties of tasks such as simple calculations to complex and logical operation. It is used in various fields for various purposes. Automatic. Once the instruction to do any work is given to the computer does its work automatically by itself. Reliability. Since computer can do its work very fast without making any mistakes and without taking rest, it is able to store data for future use, and it is a very reliable or trustworthy machine. Memory. Sufficient RAM or random access memory is a big factor, as even adding memory to an older system can often improve performance and extend the life of the system. Recommendation minimum 2 GB with 4 GB or more preferred. Display. The display is generally separate with desktops and integrated with laptops. Differences in display include size and resolution. Higher-end devices usually have a bigger screen size and greater contrast ratio for high-definition displays. The color display should have the ability to display 1024 into 768 pixels or better with a refresh rate of 60 Hz or faster. Viewable screen sizes of 14 to 19 inches measured diagonally or larger are common. Consideration of a flat panel monitor, since desk space will likely be an issue such as in residence hall rooms. If you purchase a wide format panel, remember the measurement is still the diagonal. Graphics card. If you only care about Minesweeper and Solitaire, the graphics card is not a very important component of your computer. For those who want to run the latest games or do complex video editing, a new graphics card becomes crucial. The graphics card is a specialized piece of hardware designed to do graphic calculations for the computer. This frees up the CPU to do other things at the same time. Modern graphics cards consume a lot of power and are quite expensive. A computer does only what it is programmed to do. It cannot take its own decision in this regard. Computers are also devoid of emotions. Their judgment is based on the instructions given to them in the form of programs that are written by us. Let us now summarize what we have learned in this session. Information technology is playing an increasingly important role in the work and personal lives of citizens. Computers, communications, digital information, software, the constituents of the information age are everywhere. IT has entered our lives over a relatively brief period of time with little warning and essentially no formal educational preparation for most people. The computer's history has been told for as long as there have been computers. The first computers were used primarily for numerical calculations. The pre-mechanical age is the earliest age of information technology. That time, humans were first started communicating by using language or simple picture drawings which carved in rock. Baron Gottfried Wilhelm von Leibniz invented the first calculator for multiplication in 1671. Keyboard machines originated in the United States around 1880. Around 1880, the concept of punched cards was extensively used as input media until late 1970s. Charles Babbage is considered to be the father of modern digital computers. He designed the difference engine in 1822. His efforts established a number of principles that are fundamental to the design of any digital computer. Some well-known early computers are the Mark I computer, the ENIAC, the UNIVAC 1, etc. Most modern computers come with a slew of technical features and specifications. Features differ from one computer to another and are commonly highlighted by sellers and retailers to promote the computer to customers. Here are a few assignments for you to work out. Number 1. Give details on operating system. Explain various types of operating system. Number 2. Explain how memory protection and process allocation is done by an operating system. Number 3. How to choose a laptop or notebook computer. Number 4. What you need to know about processors. Number 5. What does ENIAC stand for in the computer world? Here are some books and websites for your reference. Number 1. Research and Development Wing, Introduction to Information Technology, ITL Education Solutions Limited, Pearson Education. Websites: www.windows.microsoft.com, www.med.muni.cz, www.ask.com. Thank you for watching this program. Let us meet in the next session. Till then, bye.